Was it already winter here?
Yeah, it was January. I came here 3rd of January.
Eh?
And my job starts 7th of January. I should have like started. And I got the email on 6 or 7, like the day I want to start my work here, you know? So yeah, it was hard. But I felt like, okay, maybe I should, since I am here already and all this
can
effort
explore,
and
yeah.
money, maybe I should explore a little bit more. And that the idea that everybody has been granted the unpaid leave and it got rejected for me, it made me feel a little bit also unsafe. What if I actually go back and then like after 1 month or two they say, but you know, we are cutting costs, we
Yes,
want to
yeah.
lay people, you
Yeah,
know,
it's
over.
true, yeah.
So I started to feel, maybe it's a sign, like maybe it was just a sign that I should actually put like more energy in this option and explore in this option.
So you decided to stay.
So I decided to stay.
So how was it now? The first job when you started going to work now?
Well, of course, the beginning was nice.
Did you
because
like Finland for that 1 week before? Like that one
The
week?
thing is that when I came, immediately I went to Germany. Like my brother has booked like a reunion with his college friends, and he
Okay,
took me
yeah,
with
you-
him.
okay,
So I went immediately 3 days to Germany.
Wow,
So when I came back, I had only 2 days in Finland to decide if I want to stay or not. It wasn't much of a time. So yeah, so I first, of course, I felt the cold. Like
Yes.
that was like too much
yeah.
for me. Yeah, but it was nice that, you know, the scene of snow, the whiteness, you know, like the peace. It was nice the beginning, of course. I didn't feel it was tough because I lived with my brother.
Yeah.
So I still spoke Arabic. He took me around, he showed me around, he drove me around. So I mean, I didn't feel that I really struggled in the beginning because like I had a full support of my brother, you know, and he actually was really prepared for me coming here, like my own room. He already my job, trying even at the job he really helped me a lot, you know, like. So he was super prepared. I didn't feel that I struggled in the beginning. The struggle came after a few months. Because then it started to feel like, it's too cold, it's too dark, I miss my friends, I miss my family. And I used to, every fourth month, I used to go to Syria. Like to that level. Every
like,
time there is like a 5 days vacation, it's go to Syria, come back. So everything I earn, I just go, put it on the tickets and I come back. But I had to do it that way. I felt like nostalgic. I had the survival guilt. I lived with it I still live with it. Like the survival guilt. I felt so guilty for being good, having a good life. And I'm still like, I'm still seeing my people suffering, my family suffering. I still live in that guilt, by the way. I never like could overcome that feeling. So I think this is where my struggle started because I wasn't super happy here. I was lonely. Yes, I have my brother, but also my brother has his own family.
Yeah, it's true.
He already established his life here. I'm the one new. I couldn't adapt so quickly. I felt like, especially to the weather, especially to the darkness, my brother doesn't live in the center, so we were a bit further. So the moment we are there,
you're staying there.
that's it till next day, you know. So I just felt like after a while I felt the struggle. I felt like my energy is going down and down. And I felt like, if I had the 3 months on me, like to make the decision to come back or not, I would totally go back.
Yes,
Immediately.
Yeah,
but then I don't know, life happens, you know, like life passes. It's been now 8 years almost. I mean,
You're still going back.
I don't know how.
You're
I don't
still
know
waiting
how
for the
that
3 months you go back.
Exactly. I don't know how that happened. And then I remember in the middle, like after 2 years or 2 years and a few months, I packed my things and I decided I'm going back to Syria. So I of course, I lived with my parents my brother for a while. But then, of course, after 7, 8 months,
you moved.
I moved out to somewhere near the city. So maybe I can start like my own, you know, life. But it was really difficult for me. Like I couldn't adapt. I couldn't have friends. I wasn't in the right mode. I wasn't feeling well, you know, like as a person, I wasn't feeling well. And my heart is there, my soul is there back home. I'm only physically here. But everything inside is just there. Plus, I can't say like I wasn't traumatized. I was also traumatized from the wartime. I really needed comfort. And I, of course, with the cultural shocks were too big for me. I felt that what people get sad and angry and depressed about here are very trifles to me. Really?
Really? Is this what stresses you?
You're so sad or like stressed because you worked 1.5 hours extra. For real, man? You know, like...
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah.
I have in my brain blood, war, people dying, no food, no electricity, no water, no... And you're talking about 1.5 hours of extra work and you're like stressed as hell. You know, so I started to feel I have no connection. Like, I don't have connection with people. I don't blame them. This is their life. If I had their life, I would be exactly the same. It's not their fault that my life was harsh or like I had this bad experience. But I couldn't, like I couldn't be
relate,
on, no, I couldn't relate. And that's where I felt I am I am a stranger. I am a foreigner. Like I can't mingle in that way. Maybe it's wrong. I'm not saying it might be like my own problem. It's my own mistake that I didn't like try to forget and start anew. But what I have seen is also too much to forget.
It's too much to forget.
Especially that I still have my parents there. Like especially if my parents also were able to come here, yeah, I will miss my friends, but still my family will be like closer to me. So I think this is where the struggle started. Like this is where I felt like few months after I started to feel like, oh, this is really too much. So I wanted to pack. I packed and I went back to Syria. But at that time, I took everything and I'm not coming back. Goodbye, my friends. Goodbye, my brother. And I'm just leaving. But when I reached there, not a single person welcomed me. You know? They didn't welcome my decision. They were so happy to see me, but because economically we were destroyed at that time. Okay, there is no war, no bombing, no danger, but economically the country is dead. You know, like dead. Before war, I forgot to say this, before the crisis, Syria was self-sufficient country. We didn't have any debts. We eat from our food. We have our own energy. We have our own oil. We are self-sufficient. Now we are drowning in debts. You know, like drowning. And everybody is not finding jobs. Of course, companies are closing. Some businesses are closing. So everybody was really struggling. So when I went there, I started to feel the struggle economically. And then everybody was telling me like, okay, we understand that how you feel and we know how difficult it is, but they kept telling me you are halfway to nationality, halfway to passport, halfway to freedom. So they started selling me this point, this idea that, but you already like tolerated a lot. There are still now 2 years more. Can't you like just push yourself? And you're working, you're like, you know, you're healthy, everything. So like, just push yourself. Maybe it's for the best for you. Maybe later you can choose to go somewhere else, live somewhere else. Like all Europe will be open arms to you when you have a different nationality or different passport. Which is also sad. Why don't you welcome me with my Syrian passport?
It's true. It's true.
It's also sad. I mean,
because you are the same person, so you're telling me the passport alone is going to make me see like if I'm
a better person,
or a different person or what?
Exactly. That also the idea has like annoyed me.
I like the way you think sometimes.
It annoyed me.
If you allow me to come, just let me come, because why must I have this passport and I'm still the same person?
Yeah, exactly. And even when I had the permanent residency or the work permit, I used to travel to. Of course, I traveled. And
the only places you can't go until you get the visa maybe is Australia, UK, and the US.
Yeah. So I traveled in Europe because I went to salsa festivals. I went to see my friends who has fled the country before. But every travel, I have a lot of difficulties with my passport. Like, passport checks for me are like annoying. You know, like, I feel so discriminated all the time.
Yeah, I'm used to it. Yeah, okay, you do whatever you want to do.
Exactly. So I feel like also that idea, yeah, it's nice and rosy, and yeah, I will have a nationality and everything, but another passport. But yeah, it's humiliating in a point that, okay, with my Syrian passport, I'm no one, but with a Finnish passport, I can just like open any door I want. I'm just the same person, same mentality, same education,
But
same ideology.
according to you, the way when we talk about this passport, for you, tell me, like, because I've never gotten this about this passport thing, because everybody is saying, oh, like, you need to have this passport. Let me ask you, okay, you have the passport. Which are these places that this passport can take you that if you have a permanent, you can't go? Because sometimes I feel somebody makes me feel bad that I've failed not to have the passport for maybe European passport. And I'm like, first of all, it's look, I don't want to go to the UK. I'm here in Finland. That's the only, I don't want to go to the US. Everybody goes to the US. Why is it like I can't just stay here with my passport here, with my permanent residence here, and I enjoy? You're supposed to have this passport. Sometimes it makes me feel as if I failed, like in life.
That's what I call it, the biggest lie, or the Europe syndrome we have in the Middle East. That's as simple as it is, because it doesn't make any difference.
It doesn't make any difference.
Believe me. Like now, for example, I do have the passport. I got it like last year. Now, if I want to move to another country, I can't live there. I can live 90 days with my passport.
Yes.
After that, I need.
You need to apply. To apply for every.
I need a paper.
Yes, paper again.
Maybe they will not kick me out. You know, like okay, they will not kick me out, but basically, you need. Plus the language barrier.
Still.
I want to go to Germany. I don't know German. So same issue here. It's the same thing over and over again. You're starting from scratch, basically.
Yeah.
So this is a lie. But I kept believing it for a while. Like it's okay. So then I came back after that, because they kept telling me, just take the passport. And I thought, what? Maybe they see something in this passport I don't see, and let me just do it. And of course, I came back when Corona, actually, after I came back, Corona started, like a few months after Corona started, COVID. So I had to quit. Like, I felt that I started to be a burden on the company, because my type of position or job was really not demanded in the COVID time. So I just felt that they were paying me my salary for just going there doing nothing.
So you can think like that. Me, I can never think like that.
Yeah.
I swear I'm gonna be taking that money every
But
You're so nice.
No, but not only because of that, because I felt worthless as well. Like I didn't feel nice going there doing. I felt bored as hell.
Okay.
Like going 8 hours doing nothing. Like.
And you get paid
Mate,
for
I
it,
can do something else in my life, like such a waste of time, So I decided to change my career, or like change my situation, especially that my permit was permanent, not tied anymore to the office. Because when I had the work permit, my work permit is tied to that, is related to that office. So if I quit, I need to start a new process. So when I got the permanent job, the permanent residency, it's not linked anymore. It's not linked,
yeah.
so I can quit easily my job and find something else. So that was the time of COVID. Of course, we stayed few months without a job as everybody else. But then I had this opportunity of being a waitress at Urban Pasta. So, and then of course I started that journey of being a waitress there.
Yes.
But I mean, until that, I kept pushing until I want to get the passport. But then the passport got delayed. Instead of taking it after 5 years, I waited 7.5 years.
7.5 years.
And I think that's the line was too, the queue was too long. Plus the crisis of Ukraine and Russia when Ukrainians
yeah.
came with
They
no.
were taken like priorities first.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So they wanted to like give papers and
Papers first,
documents
yeah.
for the people who are coming from Ukraine. So they put everything on this
hold
is my
rather
own
than- yeah,
you
analogy,
know,
the way you're
analysis.
thinking,
I'm
yes.
not really sure, but it took way much longer than I thought, and that made me even more depressed, like more down. But again, life goes, and you feel like I have been through worse, and I always say that to myself. You've survived war, you've survived hunger, you've survived this, so you can do this. Like, just focus, you can do this. And then I studied the Swedish language by myself. I bought the books and I started, you know, after work, I started translating everything, and I did the test, and I got like, I succeeded, and then the process started going forward and forward until I got the passport. But then, yeah, now I have the same dilemma. Like, if I want to go somewhere, yes, Europe is open for me, thank you. But I mean, if I want to go there and start working, can I work without your language?
Yes, you see.
Can I work without the
You'll have
language?
to learn another language.
Yes. I mean, and I'm not good at Swedish. Like, I can understand a lot, but I can't speak fluently because I don't have anybody to practice with. I studied from the books, you know. So I could write.
It's like you studied for the test. Like, is somebody studying for the test? Like, you know, there's a test, and you can study just to go and do something, and it's not like you're talking with someone.
Yeah, and
so
I'm not
much,
using it much, you know. I'm not using it. I don't know,
Like a
like
daily, yeah.
So I can't speak now. I need a lot of time to form a sentence. But if you speak to me, I understand
can
everything.
understand everything,
But it's
okay.
just like the practice part,
part.
like that I'm missing. But imagine I have to do that all over again. And they no, but there are some places that you
People
can
will tell
manage.
you to go to an English-speaking country.
Okay, but there are certain places that you can manage with English. Yes, you
But there are
can
so many
manage,
people
but
there
you
now.
are limited.
Yes.
As here,
Yeah, it's
you
true.
are limited. Who speaks only English and Swedish are limited here,
yeah.
not like the ones who speak actually two languages,
Yes.
the Finnish and the Swedish. So you get limitation. So I mean, what the passport has given me. The passport didn't allow my parents to come here. Me and my brother, we have the Finnish nationality. We applied because my mom is dying to see her grandson. She's dying. Like, my dad wants to see his face. We applied and we paid shitload of money, and it got rejected. We are two citizens of Finland.
And still you cannot even bring
we couldn't bring my
parents.
parents to see their grandson. Imagine.
So
what's the idea of this passport? What did I get? What's the benefit? I will always be a foreigner in their eyes. I will always be.
True.
It says on the passport, like the place of birth, Damascus, Syria. I'm not no matter what type of document you have, you will still be a foreigner.
It's true.
No matter what.
It's true.
So I mean, like, this is something really annoyed me so much. My brother, I have been living here almost 8 years. My brother is like 14, I don't know, years. Is it really logical that we couldn't take my parents here for 1 month or like 3 weeks to see the grandson?
Oh my God, that is so bad. Yeah.
Yeah, and then they came here with a Schengen visa, but from Greece. So they applied to a Greece tourist visa. They got it, and they got the Schengen. They came here for a few weeks just to see the grandson, and they left. But imagine what? And then the letter of rejection, they say they don't see that our family ties are broken. We can still talk through phone.
What? That's what they say.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, it's okay, because we applied for a family tie visa, just like a residence permit for 1 year. So they can come and go as they please. Because it's really hard, you know, like they have to take a visa to Turkey, to go to Turkey to the Finnish embassy to do the interview. It's like a lot of money we paid. It's tiring and everything. So we didn't want to have a 1 month visa. So we said maybe we can apply for a family tie residence permit, temporary one for 1 year, just so they can come
and go
easily. Like they don't have to go to Turkey again and go to Lebanon again, because to apply for Turkish visa you have to go to Lebanon.
Yes.
And from Lebanon you go to Turkey to see the Finnish embassy, and it's like
it's too much.
And too much money.
Too much money, yeah.
So I just thought like, that would be the easiest, and we wrote everything. Like, ask whatever you want, guarantees that they will.
And
not
you know, you guys
stay.
are guaranteed, because the thing is, even if your parents come, you guys are the way they are saying
here.
fixed here, so nothing can go. Even if your parents they don't want to go back, they'll come for you. Like, they'll come and say, okay, you say,
Yeah,
but they don't want to.
We also wrote that it's on our responsibility
Yes.
that they will go back.
Yes.
They are not coming here to stay. They don't want to stay. They
Yes.
just want to come see us, see where we live, see my brother's house, see my brother's kid, my brother's wife, like just to see us. So we guarantee that they will leave the country on the time,
Yeah.
on the right time. So now the grandparents will have the family ties with the kid over video calls. This is how, I mean, you know, like, it's really really annoying.
Yeah, so sometimes even if you talk about the passport, there's some limitations then.
No,
It
yeah,
limits
I mean,
you so many things. It's
it's
just like
really-
the normal person who was like trying to bring.
Yeah.
Oh, so okay, now you started doing. You became a waiter in
Yeah.
Urban Pasta, yeah. So when did it come, and then you say like you wanted to start your own business? Like, what
Well,
happened? Or
I felt actually it happened by coincidence, because I was just a waitress, and at some point I quit as well that job for like just misunderstanding with the owner, and I just felt like, okay, I tried it, I really liked it. I always wanted to try this type of jobs, like the easy, like you go, you know, it's physical. I like to move. I don't like this sitting behind them. I really liked it, and I think that even people, like the customers, have found a little bit of like upgrade too, because I always laugh, talk, you know, like I'm not this like, what do you want to order? Okay, thank you, bye bye. I always like, you know, so I felt like people are even appreciating me more in that place, and I really liked it. But then it came like out of nowhere that the owner is opening a new restaurant, and he can't manage like two places, and he's thinking of if somebody is interested to getting that business. And being the owner being my brother's friend, he knew about this idea, and he presented to me. He said like, why don't you take over, since you have been here for a whole year, you have been cooking, you have been serving, you know all the like details, and the owner is willing to help you like with all the insides. Like, he can tell you everything you want if you would like to take over the place. Of course, I never thought of that. It wasn't a dream of mine, like to.
Yeah.
I always wanted my own business,
Yeah.
because I had also opened a one-person company here in Finland for graphic design.
yes.
So I always, and this entrepreneurship, we get it from Dad, because Dad is always an entrepreneur. So I don't know, it's something built in us. But so I started to think about it in a way that it's the only way I can save myself, because then I will have my own place.
Yes.
I can't be unemployed for the sake of the nationality. I can't like go without payroll, because then that will delay my you know process. And I don't speak the language, so it's really hard for me to find a job. So the only thing for me is to have my own.
Yes.
You know, and since I like it, and I know a lot about the restaurant, and it seemed like a good business and stuff, I said, okay, let's do it. And this is how actually it started. But I wasn't like running after it, or it wasn't something I was actually considering before. I never even thought of being.
Is it hard to start? Like, is it hard to register and do all those things to start a business like that?
If we started it from scratch, I wouldn't be able to do it, to be completely honest. But because you got a ready-made place with all the equipment, so it's a lot of money, you know. So I wouldn't be able to do it myself without.
And how is it like when you're working at your own place? Yeah, like you decide like you're going to open Monday, Tuesday, maybe Wednesday. I'm not opening. How did you used to feel like now? You're the one controlling the days that you want to open.
That's the best part of it, I think. Flexibility is really the best part of it, because you can choose your own working hours. You can choose when, of course, if you want you want to do it for the sake of the business as well. We realized that we were open all day. We were getting so exhausted. The first year we didn't have any employees because you know the place is new. We also, the company was not doing well financially, especially after COVID and during COVID. So the business itself was not like flourishing.
Were you feeling like you were taking a risk?
I was, and especially that we took the company with all the debts of it.
Yes.
So it had 2 loans, ongoing loans. We needed like a little bit of like changes or something, and we put money also from our pockets, like from our savings. We put money. I wanted to take a loan, it wasn't possible.
Again, you have passport and it doesn't even help.
I didn't have a passport at that.
Okay.
That's why I didn't have the passport at that time, and I don't have any guarantees to the bank. I don't have properties. I don't have a car. I don't have a house. So I couldn't even take a loan. So that's why I couldn't afford to hire people.
Okay.
So I worked from morning to
Yeah.
night. Like I worked 15, 16 hours every day in that restaurant for like a month.
Yeah, I used to see you. Oh my
A
God.
whole year or something. It was really exhausting, very tiring, and the outcome is not as rewarding as it should be. So you're just like drowning. You're tired, but the outcome is not. So I think if I wanted to start business from scratch, I wouldn't be able to do it. It helped a lot that everything was already set, but it wasn't up to my expectations as well. You know, like, because from being a waitress, seeing but it's a very good place, it's busy, like I'm working a lot. You feel like, okay, that's a very good like sales place or very good. But then when you start paying the bills, like the bills keep coming in a enormous way. Like you just
You're like,
it's like, what?
I didn't know about this.
Yeah, I just paid this last week. You know, I start feeling bills are coming all the time. It's really, really tiring, like really tiring. So yeah, I would say it's nice, the flexibility, and it's really a saving. It was a saving option for me, and a very safe option for me. And I think it enhanced a lot my dossier in the Migri when they saw that I have my own business
and everything.
So of course I think it helped me in the way it should.
Yes.
And I'm not regretting it, by the way. I still like it. I still feel like it's an experience. I never thought myself to be part of it, but I'm also proud that I've never been a chef. I've never been in the restaurant.
And the way you up there, you look like you've been a chef before. You've been.
Yeah, exactly. I felt like, I think this is one of my my personal qualities, is that, or maybe coming from that region, is that whatever you give me, I will excel. I will try my best at least, you know. So I feel this is something built in. I have done so many different jobs in my life. A lot of people think it's a weakness because, like, okay, I don't have this career path and climbing the stairs. But I feel like, no, I have a lot.
Yeah, that is best. Me, I think that is the best. Like, if you have like
a lot of experience in so many domains. So wherever you put me, I'll be fine. Yeah, I'll be fine. Like you don't have to worry. And even with when I was a waitress, the owner was barely there. I was running the place by myself. And I don't know if you passed some summer, like that summer. I had the terrace and I'm alone. Alone.
Yeah, I'll cry.
I was running. I was not serving. I was running, you know. But I so liked it. I think this type of job I like more because I. And like
I feel like when you are doing there, it made you not think so much about the way you say, like you've been having, like thinking about back home. So you are meeting people, you are talking and everything. So it makes you that.
Yes. Wow. Definitely. It helped me also relieve a little bit my brain because usually when I come home after 4, I have a lot of time on me before sleeping time. So all the bad also thoughts, and I keep checking news, and so being that busy also helped me a little bit, like less stressful, being less stressful.
Okay.
I'm stressed in a different way, but not in a melancholic way. It's not in a depressing way, you know?
So here in Finland, if I ask you, like, what are the good things that you can say, like, about here in Finland since you came? What are those qualities, like, you feel like even somebody who is from Syria, like, they can say, okay, this is different from back home?
The major one is safety. Not safety, I mean the war. Safety economically. Safety, like you don't fear of tomorrow. Like you don't fear like, oh, I can't eat tomorrow. I think you are. The system is quite supporting in that sense. Like if you have a job, then yeah, you will not be like saving a lot or a millionaire, but you will have enough to live, and you know that another salary is coming. You know, like, and you are quite secured in that sense. That's the big part, because in our, like, you know, in our chaotic like areas, in our competitive areas, regions, it's quite hard to secure a job. You know, like it's quite hard, and there are a lot of competition, a lot of like, here I feel things are really stable. Like you don't even have to kill yourself like in your job. You can work these hours and you will be enough. You don't have to think of another job. You don't have to think that I need to do like bartending at night just to support my. Yes, if you want to have extra money, you can do that. But the more you work, the more you pay. The more you work, the more you pay.
This system is like it was made for people just to work enough, just enough.
Yes. And I think this is what they want to achieve. They want to achieve like work-life balance. This is what their idea about, like giving good salaries that is enough for you. But the problem is that they don't actually live. Like they work, but they don't live. So the balance is already distorted, in my opinion. I don't think they know how to live, or like I don't think this is a type of life that I would have. I would like to have. Again, maybe because I'm coming from a different background. If I was born here,
you could have loved it.
Yeah, because they do love it. Like they are secure, they are happy in their own way. For me, I don't see it happiness. Like in my opinion, my own perspective, because happiness for me has a total different definition. You know,
it's true,
that's the thing. It's everything you look from a certain angle, you see it in a different way. So I think that's the best thing about it. Like that you are really secured. You don't get afraid. God forbid something happens with the job, you can still get aid. You can still like pay your rents. You can still pay your bills. You don't have to, you know. It's not the end of the world if you are unemployed for a few months or have something, especially in COVID. It was like a huge...
Even me, I was so shocked because even in COVID, I used to get paid. I was like, just imagine if COVID got me when I'm in my country, Kenya, even the government doesn't know if I'm alive or not.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, that was a proof. COVID time was a proof that people can trust the system. Yes, you are paying a lot of taxes, but maybe in certain cases like this, you feel the benefit of paying all this money or this or this or that. I think that's the best thing about it. Like that's, and I'm not sure if it's only Finland or is it Europe in general, but I think that's the thing that makes you comfortable here. Maybe you're not happy here, but you're comfortable.
Yeah, it makes somebody comfortable.
You're comfortable, but you're not happy maybe as a person, but yeah, you feel the comfort.
For me, I always feel like when it comes with children, like schooling and everything, the free education for, even if you have kids here, I love like the way they
do that.
Yeah,
that's another social perspective. Of course, if I had also my own family, I would see even more better things or like more good things. But in my situation, I feel like that's the most thing that makes me comfortable. Comfortable being here, because I don't fear of like tomorrow.
What do you miss most about your country?
Social
Comparing
life.
To social life.
Social life, social life. We are used to be, you know, we are a collective community. It's so funny. I don't know to do anything by myself. I swear, I don't know how to eat by myself. I don't know how to go to gym by myself. I don't know how to...
Oh, yeah, I understand what you're saying.
You know, I don't know how to drink by myself. I had never been by myself. Never. You know,
until you came here.
Yeah, never. I never had a moment with myself. You know, like, even if I want to cry, I can't close my doors.
And I think Finland has made us so bad, because when I go back sometimes back home,
you want to be alone.
Yes.
Yes.
I feel why are these people just coming knocking in my door? And here, if somebody knocks, I know when somebody knocks is because I told him to come or I knew somebody's coming. Back home,
it's by schedule.
Yes, by schedule. Back home, I'm there. Everybody's coming. Until I used to tell my mom, I'm not going to rest at all. Finland is making us feel like we are supposed to to have our moment. Oh my God!
That's
no,
what I
know.
really, really miss, because I seriously don't enjoy doing anything by myself. Even going to the grocery shop, I never done it by myself. So I feel like even my daily chores are not enjoyable to me being by myself.
Yes.
And that's why I'm so grateful that I
Yes.
have Tony in my life.
Yes.
because Tony has the same dilemma. Like, he
Yes.
has very few friends since he lived a lot of his time abroad.
Yes.
And we found each other, like, and we are more than best friends.
Yes,
So he is actually with me 24/7.
24/7.
And now, of course, he's also my business partner, not only my best friend and everything. But I am so grateful and lucky to have that person, because I seriously couldn't manage. Like, I seriously couldn't manage without him. So, but it's weird. I don't know if that's good or bad point, that I really don't enjoy doing anything by myself. And I'm really talking about the smallest things, you know?
Yeah,
the smallest.
Yeah, the smallest.
I'm not used to it. I like this noises. I like people around. I like the energy of people. I like to invite people over. I like to be invited over. I like to play cards, smoke shisha, talk, you know.
Yeah.
It's a total different, like, upbringing than here.
Yeah.
So I do miss it a lot. And that's why all my vacations are.
What about food? What
Food.
do you eat here? Like, do you still cook the same things that you?
I used to, before starting the restaurant, I used to cook everything like
From
back
back
home.
home.
Yeah, because I had the time.
Yes.
Now I actually don't have the time to cook, but also I miss the food. I miss that type of food. But also I got used. I think my stomach and my body also got used to the new food that you find
Because
here.
me, when I go to Africa, like, I think for a week I'm gonna have like sickness, like stomach.
I did
things
that
because,
last time, yeah.
Because I'm not now used to that again food.
It's different bacteria also.
Okay,
You know, like,
okay.
it's the water is different, like how they process the food, how they pack it, how it's totally different. So we have different bacteria then. My body for a long time has been used to that type. And when I kept going for visits, I never had any issues. But this last time when I went, I was sick, like most of the times. I was sick because of the water, because of like the different way of cooking and stuff.
Okay.
But still, the food is amazing. I do love it.
So so if you have one thing you can try to give advice for anyone who is coming, maybe from Syria, from other countries, about Finland, because many people come to Finland, they think like you're coming to Europe, but money is there and everything. What can you try to tell somebody who is new here in Finland, who is planning to come to a place like this?
I would say be realistic. Like, really try to be realistic, because life is not easy when you are away from your surrounding, from your own culture, it's not easy to be a foreigner. It's not easy to be away. You should come with knowing 100% what are you putting yourself in, and you have to be ready mentally, physically, everything. You have to come. Well, the thing is, if I was coming with a different mentality, maybe I would have a better life here. But I think my situation is a little bit harsh.
Yes.
But if I think about a normal person coming from no trauma, no war, nothing coming, I think they would have mingled and adapted way better than me. But I would say, like, you have to be open. You have to be like understanding the differences in a way that it's not personal. Like, it's not something against you. It's just their culture. And you have to adapt. Like, you have to change yourself. And if you're not willing, or you feel like you are not the person who is easy to change, I prefer you stay where you are. That's like, because you change here. Not only here, any place you go, you as a person gradually change. Your mentality, your principles, your food, your system, your daily routine, everything changes. Maybe to the better, maybe to the worse. It depends on the situations. But my advice is to be open and flexible. Otherwise, you will have it.
You're going to have it the rough way here.
You have it really, really rough. Yeah, really rough. And unfortunately, all the people that I know that they flee the country, like, they are all in my similar situation. Like, they come from the same background. So I really can't relate to someone coming from
Yeah,
like a
it's
peaceful
true,
place. I can't really relate how they feel
Yeah,
or
I
how
get
do
it,
they
yeah.
adapt, you know, or and also I feel also if I came here to study, my social potentials would be higher, because at least in the college you will see people, you will
Yes, it's
you will
true.
get friends, you will get that.
Yeah.
But when you come to work environment,
Yeah.
it's a different thing.
It's a different thing, yeah. Because as we came like a school, so we were like every day in the morning you are happy to go to school because you're going to get other people from different countries,
Yeah.
different cultures.
Yeah.
You came for work. Work means like you work and then
You
when
go home. Yeah, exactly. And it was a small company as well. Like it's not a big company that I have a lot of people. We were only 5 people. So it's not like 5 people, one of them is my brother. So basically me and my brother and 3 others.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's like a
Yeah,
very small
very
firm,
small.
you know. So that what made it a bit harder to find friends. Like although we started the salsa and everything, and I met a lot of people through salsa, but again, with Finnish people, this is a 1 hour thing. They come to the class, they do the 1 hour, and they leave.
Yeah.
But for me, the classes, we finish classes, we go drink something, we
Something,
go
yeah,
grab something to
yeah.
eat,
Uh-huh.
then we go home.
Yes.
You know, like it's a
different.
different like, mechanism. So I think that's the thing. I didn't come with an open mind. I was more like of leaving my soul and heart somewhere back home, and I'm here just physically. Plus, it wasn't my decision to come. You know, like everything led
something led to
something,
yes, yeah.
circumstances after another, then led me like to this.
So if I ask you like one thing you could have changed about coming to Finland, you can say like it's changing your mind, the way like you coming with an open mind. That is the only thing. Like if you
Yes,
like if I tell you we go back now, what can you change about when you are coming here?
I would learn the language,
Uh-huh.
both of them, frequently. I would maybe spend the first year of my life just like learning, focusing on
Yeah,
language.
because you know if you start knowing everything, the language is going to be hard for you.
Yeah.
Because when you start working and you start getting money, you are like, why should I go to this?
You don't have the time.
Yeah,
you don't have the time.
yeah.
You don't have the motivation. I would learn the languages, and I would be more, you know, open to the change.
The change,
I
yeah.
wasn't really open to change, and I dealt with this place since day one as a temporary.
Okay,
visit.
your mind, you always took this place as
As a temporary.
You've never felt like, oh, this is a home that I can
No.
even start a family or
No,
something. Okay.
no. I
Uh-huh.
still don't feel
Yes.
that till this moment.
So that makes then a place hard for you, somebody to stay, if you have a mentality
Yeah,
like that.
it makes it really, really hard. If you feel that this place is temporary,
home,
you
yeah.
live, you survive, but
Yeah, Remy told me one time. She told me like the day you are going to open your mind and you take Finland as your home, you'll
Things
start
will start to open up. Maybe.
But if you will never do that, and you know, opening it up to say like it's home, it doesn't mean like I want you to stay here, but at least make your body feel like, okay, this is home. Don't sleep on the floor and you don't want to buy a bed because you are saying, I'm going to live from it. No,
Exactly,
just
that's
buy that.
exactly
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
You're saying,
That's
oh,
exactly what happened.
I don't want to buy a car because I'm going to leave that car here. I don't want to buy a nice seat because, you know, this is not my place. Just do make your place feel at home
Yeah.
completely.
Yeah, that's so true. I dealt with this place since day one as a temporary phase for me that it will end at some point. And that makes it harder for me to establish myself. Even the choices that I made, the choices of my work, the choices of not learning the language, every choice I made, it was because I put myself in a situation that I want to go back home. I don't want to leave my family alone. I feel very guilty being abroad. To be honest, till this moment, I really feel very guilty being abroad and my parents there, or my friends, or my cousins, or whoever is left at home, not being able to leave. I was the privileged one maybe in the family. A lot of my cousins has also gone to continue studying and stuff like that, but I still feel guilty of being abroad. I still feel that I can't enjoy. Even sometimes when I post a story, I try to hide it from my people. Or like I try.
Yeah,
like,
you feel like
Like yeah, they
feel
are
like, yeah,
they are
you're-
like suffering, and I'm just
Yeah.
posting. I don't know. I'm eating this food, or I'm dancing with my brother.
Do you know
or
that one
dancing-
I had it in my head? Like I never used to want to eat something like meat or chicken because in my head I used to think like my mom maybe she's not eating this thing. Now I feel so bad because so I never used to want to eat those expensive things because I felt like maybe there's somebody suffering back home. But you know what you should do? I came to learn that, like this. My mom told me one time before she died, she told me you have to eat. Just try as much as possible. You just do all those things because for her, she has already lived her life. She will be so happy to see you happy than you feeling. Because maybe back home, your parents, they are just like saying, they are so happy. They are so proud of you.
Yeah,
But
of
you,
course.
they're so, but you're still putting
Yeah.
yourself back.
Of course.
You feel like,
And
oh,
actually,
maybe-
I am more like considerate of the youth people more than my
Okay,
family,
yeah,
because my
uh-huh.
family, I know they will be happy
yeah,
for
for
me.
you, yeah.
And the more I am adapted and more like I am mingling, they will feel
yeah,
happy.
yeah.
But I
For
am
this-
more into my
for this,
friends,
yeah,
like
friends and
who
everything.
are like trapped there and they
Yeah,
can't leave
yes.
and they want to have this
Yeah,
opportunity.
yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? So I still feel guilty. Like I still feel, and now, for example, I don't know how many times even I thought about the idea that I want to go back home and be like a volunteer with the Red Cross, with these people who help like the injured, even go to the war zone, like wherever
yeah.
people are being bombed or anything to help. Because then I felt like this is like kind of like I will feel useful, I will
Yeah.
feel helpful, I
Okay, yeah,
will
I
feel that I'm
understand.
not just looking from just writing some post about how sad I feel. And plus the thing is, when you are abroad and you start expressing the agony you feel of seeing what's happening in your country, a lot of people, they will detest you for that, like they will hate you for that back home, because now you are outside, now
Oh, you are talking
now
because you are
talking.
far. You can't
Yeah,
even talk.
you are
Yeah, I
far.
get it.
And then you feel like, but you don't understand.
understand,
It's
yes.
10 times harder for
Yeah.
people abroad, 10 times harder,
yeah.
because you have the support system around you. You have your emotional support system. You have the friends that are going through the same. You can talk about it. You can talk. People will understand you. I mean, now if I talk, I have tried actually with some Finnish friends, like, because sometimes some people are curious to know how is life back there, especially during wartime. But every time I talk, they can't relate. You know, like I am pouring my soul out, almost tearing, almost crying about all the things that I've been through. And all I can say, oh yeah, I can't imagine. Yeah, I'm so sorry. I know that they are
The
sorry.
others, they can say like this. You can tell your story, and then they say like, you're telling, why you can't tell the police? Why you can't tell? You are like,
They ask,
yes,
a
it's like they
naive
don't
question.
yes, naive question. Yeah, you feel like it's so naive, but anyway.
Yeah, it is what it is. But I just feel like it's not, again, it's
Yeah.
not their fault.
Yeah, it's the
but
way-
when
yeah.
I'm home and if I go out with my friends and I start talking about this, everybody will understand me. Everybody will support me. They will tell me their story as well. They will jump in, and then you feel relieved. You feel like, okay, we are all on the same page. We are all suffering. So life is good, you know?
Yeah.
But when you feel that you are the only one suffering, even if it's psychologically suffer or like mentally suffering, and you're putting your heart out to somebody who doesn't really get anything of what you're saying, you feel that it was just a waste.
Yeah,
Like you
it's
just wasted your soul now.
Oh my God, yeah,
You know?
it's true.
So, but again, it's not their fault.
Yeah.
And now I understand why people, like every person I heard that they fled their country because of war, in Palestinian, Lebanese, Syrians. Now I started to understand how they feel and why they are not feeling at home, although they have been living for 20 and 30 and 40 years in Australia, in Canada. They still don't call it home. Now I understand
I
why.
understand why. Oh, that's a good realization. Like somebody can feel like, okay, you're now empathizing with them. Like you feel like how they are feeling because the other people that say, oh, you are here in Finland, you have good house, why are you still thinking about
Yeah,
going to
but
Iran? No, I want, because Iran is my country. Others, they tell me,
Yeah.
Iran is my country. Even if Iraq, they bomb and everything, still I will feel better just to sit down, even if I see the buildings are down. But I don't know, home is best, like everybody.
But because home is not the buildings, home
Yes.
is the people.
Is the people, yeah.
It's not
true.
what you build around you.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
not your car, it's not your couch, it's not your home. Home for you is the people,
Is the people.
the memories you had, the childhood, it's like everything. It's not like only material stuff, because of course we have homes here. If materialistically speaking, we have homes. But this is not what home is. And even me, myself, I used to say the same about my brother when I was in Syria. Like he calls us every now and then, like, yeah, so how are you? How is everything? Are you safe? Yeah, we are safe. And then mom tells me, he's so depressed that he's, yeah, sure.
Yeah,
He's, yeah, of course.
Now you understand.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't think that actually he was
going
just
through that,
Yeah,
yeah.
I thought like he's just saying it
Saying
because he
that,
has
yeah.
to say it, you know, like, yeah. I mean, say my friend who left before me. Yeah, how are you doing? Oh my God, I can't eat. Really, I feel so sad. I can't sleep. It's like, seriously? Like, are you really telling me this? Like, I am here and you are there and you're telling me. But now
now you understand. Okay,
now
yeah.
I know
They
exactly
were what they were going through.
And also I know now that Europe, what I called it European syndrome or Europe syndrome for Middle East, is a huge lie. Huge like lie. And just keeping, because since we are, even when we are like kids or like growing up, you feel that our dream is to travel. Like our dream is to see Italy, our dream to go to Europe. Oh my God, look how because we think the life here as the movies, you know, like as the movies they import to us or they export it to us.
I think that one at European syndrome. That's a good
It's
one.
the European syndrome, because like look how they are so nice, especially when we watched Friends, for example, or when we watched, I don't know, some like romantic movie and it's like the snow and you started dreaming, you know, but this is not the reality. This is also a movie. You know?
Yeah, it's true.
So then we are like, if I were there, look how respectful you people are, how this. We don't think of racism, we don't think of lining up, we don't know anything. We see everything just perfect.
You see the snow, but you don't think about the cold.
Nothing. Like you feel it's snowing, but they have a nice coat.
Running,
you know?
hugging. Oh, you think, is the snow? Where? Oh my God.
And also you see them like very nicely dressed, nice coats, nice hats. Here like penguin. I feel like I look like a penguin with so many layers. Nothing is showing but my eyes because of the cold. So it's a little bit like, you know, it's a lie that I would like people to understand, that I'm not saying it's not good. It's good to have a better life. It's good to think about it. It's good to dream about it. It's good to do it. But you have to come with an open mind. You have to come to and say that I want to make the best out of these years. I want to be a better person. I should have also gotten for example, one of the things that I actually regret, not studying in Finland. I still have my Damascus University degree. But why didn't I do something online or something on the side when I was working? Then I get like another degree that might actually open a new horizon for me. But for now I feel like I am exactly the same person who came from Syria, just with a little bit of modifications,
with
you
some
know?
cherries on top.
Some like tourney or like raspberry or something. But I am exactly the same person, and that's a little bit I do regret. But at the same time, I know that I did the best I could. Like I think I was healing myself as well. Like I was trying to work on my inner self more than what I am achieving in Finland. This is how I feel.
Okay. So tell me the last thing now.
Yeah.
Tell me one thing about Syria that we don't know about. My people don't know about.
If you go to Syria, you will feel so welcomed. We are very, very, very nice, kind people. Very generous. The place is so beautiful. It has a lot of diversity. We have the sea, we have the mountains, we have the valleys, we have the desert. We have everything in one country. Just few hours away by car, you can see a lot. The history. We are like thousands of years of civilization. Damascus is the oldest inhabited city in the world.
Wow.
So imagine, like, the oldest inhabited city in the world is Damascus. So a lot of civilization. We are not terrorists, barbarians. We do study. We don't ride camels anymore.
There are people speaking English.
And we speak English, French, Russian, Spanish, a lot of languages. We are very educated, very ambitious, hardworking people. The places I every time I go to Syria, I tend to share all the places I go to. Damascus, old Damascus, for example, this area, it's a charm for every foreigner who goes there. It's a beautiful, beautiful place. Unfortunately, they destroyed half of it, if not more. But what I want all the people to know, that it's a great place like any other place on the continent, on the planet. It just
We don't just have to follow what the news
yes,
says every time.
it's not justified. It's not getting the right media out. It's, if you want, actually, like, that's what I advise all people to know. If you are really interested to know about a country, not only Syria, any country that is far away from you, the internet is full. Like, it's full. It's not only the TV and like the main media streams. Go, like, see how people, when they visit. I think during the crisis, a lot of reporters from USA and from other countries like European and UK, and they all came to Syria to report what's happening. And there are a lot of YouTube like videos documented there.
Yeah.
So they can actually, I encourage people when they want to know about a place, to search, because they will find a lot of history and a lot of stuff that they don't know about.
Oh, thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
It's been good, man. You know, I've realized I can talk to you until morning.
Yeah, I think so too.
I think even we could have done part 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Maybe you can cut it now into so many parts.
Yeah, thank you very much
Thank you
for
so
coming.
much, Alex.
And,
It was really nice.
by the way, you said like you're leaving. You are going for a while, not
Yeah,
like for.
yeah. I was planning, like, now actually the plan has changed because my flight got cancelled because of what's happening in Beirut.
Yeah.
Because I fly to Beirut usually. So the plan has changed a little bit. Maybe I will postpone it. But I would like to go for a few months to home, just to re-energize.
But your business is going to still continue. Okay.
My business is still going on. It's gonna be on. And of course, like, it's not that I will always come back here. I have also a family
You are
here.
a citizen now.
Yeah, and I have a family here as well.
Yeah, it's
so of
true.
course, but I needed, like, I feel that I need a little bit of time,
Yeah.
like, to think about also my
It's
future.
true. Yeah, it's true. Thank you very much.
Thank you so
Yes.
much, Alex. It was really nice.
Thank you very much.
You.
Wow. That was good.